like Facebook and WhatsApp. Social media posts mostly satisfy this desire. They are short, they are also mostly simple. For this reason, short narratives or reflective passages, anecdotes, jokes, tales, which are circulated via WhatsApp and maybe via some other apps, have become extremely popular nowadays. And these are read by innumerable people. Many people find reading these texts far more interesting than reading long novels or epics or complex analytical essays. This paper tries to analyze some selected portions of some social media texts from the point of view of grammar and linguistics, and tries to show that brevity and simplicity of these texts make them quite suitable for non-native languages. Most of the texts cited in this paper are non-fictional in nature, and trying to find any literary merits in these texts are going to be futile. There are two, three short tales, etc., but they are not actually selected for their literary merit. That is not a question here. The point here is a different language. The texts are not selected for their literary merits or entertaining value. They are selected for their simplicity and the presence of various teachable grammatical items within their body. Let us begin with a non fictional text. Only 6 sentences are selected from the text. So, this is a text I found in a social media platform. Somebody, and unfortunately the takes that I have got a little negative. They are pessimistic in nature. The idea, the philosophy that these texts convey is mostly pessimistic. But I am not trying to propagate in a pessimistic philosophy of life. My aim is not that. It is just purely a coincidence. Okay. I selected the texts because they are easy for non-native learners. Okay, this text list like this. Somebody is telling that he does not like to interact with people, human beings a lot. Rather, he or she likes this and that. So this is the text. মানুষের সঙ্গে খুব বেশি মেশা ভালো না. As you can see the gloss, মানুষের human genitive, সঙ্গে is with, খুব is too, খুব বেশি is too much. Interacting is a verbal noun. ভালো না, good no. You can see from the gloss the meaning. Interacting too much with human beings is not good. The text begins like that. Now let me explain these colors. This red color, font with the red color, through which I'll show that these are the phrases which will be repeated again. Okay. And the blue color signifies the repeated words. Now, মানুষের সঙ্গে খুব বেশি মেশা ভালো না. Interacting too much with human beings is not good. বরং, বরং means rather, বরং কবিতা লেখা ভালো. Now, what I'm trying to say is rather poetry writing better. That is, rather writing poetry is better. Now, look at this sentence, the first two sentences. In the first sentence, we have only one word with genitive is, manushe, and all other words are uninflected. These are not inflected words. Okay. Now, shonge can be explained as an inflected word, but it can also be explained as an uninflected word. So there is no nominal inflection or verbal inflection in this sentence. In fact, okay, There is only one nominal inflection and no verbal inflection in this sentence. So, what therein lies the simplicity, the linguistic simplicity of the sentence. For non-native learners, what is the most difficult thing is inflection, be it nominal inflection, be it verbal inflection, inflectional morphology, understanding that, understanding particularly the bound morphemes and their allomorphs is very difficult for them. Surprisingly, in this text, we have only one such thing, one inflectional morphology, the inflectional marker, that is the genitive marker "er" and its allomorph "er", which is added with consonant ending words. So, therefore, মানুষের সঙ্গে খুব বেশি মেশা ভালো না। And any native speaker, those who are there will understand, these are one of the most easiest, simplest, most common words in the language. None of the words are bookish or very erudite or something like that. মানুষ, সঙ্গে, খুব, বেশি, মেশা, ভালো, না, all these are words which are very common in day-to-day usage of languages. There is nothing very pedantic, very bookish like that. So, interacting too much with human beings is not good. And particularly note this word, mesha. This is a verbal noun or jera. Interacting, hanging out, intermingling, that is the meaning. বরং কবিতা লেখা ভালো, rather poetry writing is better. Now lekha, once again we have a verbal noun here. Kobita lekha bhalo. And note that this, if you follow this text, the colors, the word bhalo, which is one of the most common words in Bengali, in our day-to-day language, has been repeated one, two, three, four times in the text. And repetition is a bliss for non-native learners. Repetition might be boring for native readers. They might like to read new and different kind of words, etc., etc. But for non-native learners, repetition is just a bliss because it helps them to remember a certain word, particularly the most common words of the language. So this text employs that in a very nice way. বরং কবিতা লেখা ভালো, rather poetry writing is better. Lekha is once again a verbal noun. Okay, and even in the second sentence, you see there isn't simple any inflectional marker. These are simple words without any inflection, uninflected words. So therein lies the simplicity of the text. কোনো ভাষা শেখা ভালো, কোনো means some, ভাষা language, শেখা, this is once again a verbal noun, শেখা ভালো is good. Learning some language is better. And here, once in each and every sentences, we have seen a verbal noun or gerund. জামা কাপড় নইলে বই কেনা ভালো. Jama kapur means dresses, noile means or, boi means book, kena is once again a verbal noun, buying, bhalo, good. Jama kapur noile boi kena bhalo is buying dresses or book is better. So then I have given these three dots to show that then the person who says all these things continues with giving many other examples. Doing work is better than hanging out with many people. So that is not needed for our purpose. I dropped that section. And then the last sentence is karon, because the reason, now he or she is explaining why he or she thinks that it is better to interact with, to do some other things rather than interacting with human beings. কারণ মানুষের সঙ্গে খুব বেশি মেশা মানে শেষে কষ্ট পাওয়া। See this red phrase, মানুষের সঙ্গে খুব বেশি মেশা. This is repeated verbatim in this sentence as well. মানুষের সঙ্গে খুব বেশি মেশা মানে শেষে, মানে means meaning, শেষে কষ্ট পাওয়া, because too much interaction with human beings means receiving pain at the end. So these person think that interacting, hanging out with people is ultimately painful. Now, note this sentence once again. This is a long sentence, but here you once again have two verbal nouns or gerunds, mesha and pawa. Maybe the entire thing, koshtu pawa, we can say is a verbal noun in Bangla. Now, there are only two inflectional words. One is that manusher, human, genitive, and the other is sheshe. Shesh means end, and a is the locative case marker. So there are only two case markers, inflected words. Now, when you look at these six sentences once again, you will see a repetition of entire phrase is there. One single word, one of the most simplest words in the language, is repeated four times. Okay. All the sentences have a verbal noun or a gerund, and most of the words are uninflected. There are very little inflections in the entire thing. Now, all these things, I'm sure that the person who wrote it didn't write it consciously, but I was dumbstruck. I was extremely happy when I read this text, and probably it is not even written by some extremely educated person. It is not probably like that, because the words are selected are very colloquial, very common. They are not very bookish, and this is what elated me. So this text is perfect for non-native learners for teaching, and no, all the sentences are without any without any verb. So in Bengali, verb copula is not present in the surface structure of a sentence. So this in English sentences you have this is, all these things, but there is no need of writing an explicit verb in these kind of sentences in Bangla. And all the sentences are like that. They are using be verb, what is called be verb in English. All the sentences are like that. This similarity, this linguistic pattern is something which baffled me. Okay, now what I want to say is this text is an extremely beautiful and extremely useful. It can be used nicely for teaching non-native learners. Social media posts sometimes might surprise us. Now, all the entire speech that I'm going to deliver today will follow this logic. I'll try to show how these things are simple, and so this I can claim that this text is teaching two things to the non-native learners. One is teaching Bengali sentences without any verbs, and two is teaching verbal nouns or gerunds. Now, I know that we are supposed to, I'm supposed to ask questions or interact with the audience after reading the entire text. But here, I would like to take a break. I'd like to interact with people a little. Can you follow what I'm trying to say? Particularly the native Bengali speakers, do you understand what I'm trying to say? Is it becoming clear? Do you have anything to say? Do you have anything to add? Do you have anything to criticize? Are there any native Bengali speakers present there? Yes. Do you agree with me? What I'm trying to tell? Any online speaker? Any online participant? Yes. Okay, so then let me proceed. So this is mm, so now I have to answer two questions. I have to accept two questions that some people might ask. Why do we need social media text for teaching non-native learners? Don't we have enough teaching materials in Bengali? Yes, we do have a lot of teaching materials in Bengali. A lot of foreigners and our Bengali native Bengali speakers have written books, particularly the intensive course in Bengali by Dr. Krishna Bhattacharya, an intensive course in Bengali by Dr. Mohidas Bhattacharya. There is a book from Bangladesh, Ratlet series by Mithun something. I forgot the surname right now. All such books are there. And moreover, there are books written by foreigners. Clinton B. Seeley, William Radice. There are books. There are enough, plenty of materials for teaching language to non-native learners. So it is not that we needed social media text for that reason, for there is any lack of any teaching material. And number two, then why? I would say that these social media texts can be those books, those materials are particularly prepared for teaching purpose. Okay, I would suggest that after reading all those books, after reading all those teaching materials, it is better to go to these social media posts as reading some authentic materials. These authentic social media posts are obviously authentic materials. They are not specifically designed for teaching language in a classroom. And so it will these social media texts will show them that how what they've learned in the textbooks are not very different. That materials prepared for specifically for classroom are not very different from actual authentic materials that people use. Now here comes another question. So don't we have enough literary texts in Bangla? Bangla has huge body of literature. Why cannot we use those literature? Why should we use super social media texts which are not famous, which are not valuable for literary merit? There, my answer to that question would be that yes, there are a lot of literary texts in Bangla, but those literary texts are too much for non native learners. Even after completing all the available uh, grammar teaching, language teaching books, it is not very easy to directly jump to our literary masterpieces because they have number of other difficulties. Number one block is Chadu Bhasha. Understanding that is difficult. So a student who has, say, read language teaching books cannot just after that jump into reading Rabindranath Tagore or anything like that or Sharat Chandra Chattopadhyay. It is not that easy. We need uh, intermediate stage. We need a bridge course type things where it will connect them to highly literary texts. And social media texts can serve that purpose. It will link the language teaching materials specially prepared for the classroom and the highly literary materials directed only to entertain the native speakers. The social media posts can be a bridge between these two extremely different points of language. Am I becoming too abstract? Can you follow me? Okay. Now, the next text that I have is a recipe. I found it in some social media posts where where people present various recipes for food, etc. Now remember that in this text we didn't have any verb. We had only verbal nouns, which are nouns basically, or gerunds. Now here we will encounter verbs for the first time. So this is a recipe. দুটো আলু, দুটো গাজর, এক কাপ মটরশুঁটি, একটা আপেল, আধ কাপ মেয়োনিজ, একটু নুন আর গোলমরিচ গুঁড়ো নিন। The words marked with blue are the words which are repeated in the text again and again. Now, so this is a simple sentence without any inflection once again. Take two potatoes, two carrots, a cup of peas, an apple, half cup mayonnaise. Now, mayonnaise in Bengali, many people, those who are elite, and those who are uh, urban elite, those who would try to pronounce it as mayonnaise, but there are people who would pronounce this as mayonnaise, like this. That's why I have used this sound, this symbol, j, mayonnaise, a little salt and pepper. So these are the things. Golmorich is pepper, noon is salt, mayonnaise is mayonnaise, apple is apple, motorshuti is peas, and gajar is carrots, aloo potatoes. Then the next sentence is aloo or gajar katun. Now dice the potatoes and carrots. This cut is the verb root and un is used with the honorific subject. So dice the potatoes and carrots. Aloo or gajar katun. See, these two words are uninflected. The only inflected word here is the verb. And the verb is in the imperative mood with honorific subject. Cartoon. খুব ছোট ছোট টুকরো করুন. Dice into small pieces. খুব ছোট ছোট টুকরো করুন. Um, these words are also repeated, so I have marked them with blue. Choto choto, this word choto means small. It is repeated to means more than one. Okay. খুব ছোট ছোট টুকরো, টুকরো means pieces, piece. So to pluralize the word tukro, the adjective choto, small, is repeated twice. And this is the adverb khub. This qualifies this adjective choto. খুব ছোট ছোট টুকরো করুন. So note this is again a verb imperative uh, with the verb base and the inflection un, which signifies honorific marker with imperative, honorific person with honorific subject. Just give me some time to drink water, okay? So here again, even in the third sentence, we have we don't have any inflection. Alu, R means and gajor katun. Dice the potatoes and carrots. Khub, choto choto, tukro korun. These are uninflected words. The only inflected word is the verb. Jole nun din. Now here we have an inflected word. Jol a. Jol is water. Jol, this word jol means water, and this a is locative case marker. Jole, in water. Noon, noon is salt. This is a repeated word once again. Din. Din, D is the verb base, and N. With vowel ending verb base, the imperative marker is not un, it is just N. That vowel is dropped. Probably it was Dune. It was like this, same Dune, because in old texts in Sadhu Bhasha, we do have words like Dune, Duke. We do find them. So probably at some point of time, Dune was also common. But nowadays, in the colloquial language, in the standard colloquial language, Dune is no longer used for verb based ending with vowels. U mark this U of the inflection, verbal inflection is dropped. Simply the N is added. Jole nun din. Add salt to water. Then once again we have a repeated word. This should be blue actually. Oi jole. Oi means that. In that water, আলু গাজর আর মটরশুঁটি সেদ্ধ করুন. All these words are repeated. আলু গাজর আর মটরশুঁটি সেদ্ধ করুন. Once again, the verb is the same, korun. Here, it is repeated. In second sentence, we had the verb korun. Once again, we have the verb korun. So once again, we have a sentence where there is only one inflection, this locative case marker A. All other words are uninflected. Most of the words are repeated. This sheddho will be getting repeated in future. Sheddho korun means boil. So boil the potatoes, carrots, and peas in that water. Next step, apple cartoon. That is, dice the apple. Cartoon. Cartoon was used in the beginning, no? Yes, cartoon. So this is repeated again. Apple cartoon. Dice the apple. So all sentences ends with the verb imperative. So this passage may be used for teaching imperative sentences. Or if you say that no, they already know imperative sentences, this passage or this text may be shown to um, um, to show the use of the imperatives in actual language, in authentic language usage. Okay, apple cartoon, dice the apple. Once again, this word is uninflected and only one word is inflected. So in all these sentences, we have only one or two inflected words. Most of the words are uninflected. Therein lies the simplicity of the text. Etau, this O is a particle, which means these two. এটাও খুব ছোট ছোট টুকরো করুন. These are once again repeated words. Dice this into small pieces as well. Dice the apple also into small pieces. That's what the meaning of the sentence is. Dice it into small pieces as well. Then the next step, একটা বড় বাটিতে, these words are not repeated, বড় বাটিতে সেদ্ধ সবজিগুলো, আপেলের টুকরোগুলো, মেয়োনিজ, নুন আর গোলমরিচ গুঁড়ো মেশান. That means in a large bowl, একটা means one, বড় is big, বাটি is bowl, Bati is bowl, and te is the locative case marker. Locative case marker is a, but it has an allomorph te, which is used with which is compulsory with words ending with e and u. So bati a is not a possibility. One has to say bati te. So this is the word with locative case marked. সেদ্ধ সবজিগুলো, this is an inflectional marker, plural marker. So gulo is plural as well as definiteness marker. I would like to define it in that way. Okay, সবজিগুলো means the uh, vegetables which have been mentioned before. আপেলের, this is the genitive case marker, আপেলের টুকরোগুলো, gulo is once again repeated, inflection. Now in this sentence we have a few inflections. Mayonnaise, নুন আর গোলমরিচ গুঁড়ো মেশান. In a large bowl, mix the cooked vegetables, diced apple, mayonnaise, salt, and pepper. So this is the meaning of this sentence. And even in this sentence, as you can see, there are a lot of repeated words as they are marked with blue. There are three inflections, one, two, and three inflected words, but they are mostly, the other words are four inflected words, sorry, including the noun, verb. Other words are mostly uninflected. So, and this meshan means is mix. This is the verb imperative once again. So this sentence means in a large bowl, mix the cooked vegetables, diced apple, mayonnaise, salt, and pepper. এক ঘন্টা ফ্রিজে এটা ঠান্ডা করুন. এক means one, ঘন্টা is hour, 1 hour, fridge is refrigerator, of course, fridge. A is locative case marker. Eta means this. Thanda, cold. And korun is once again the repeated word. It should be in blue. Mm, do. So do chill it in freeze for 1 hour. Chill this in the refrigerator for 1 hour. This is the word for chill, the verb. Ak means one, ghanta means hour, fridge means fridge. Fridge is the locative case marker. Eta, this, thanda, cold, chill, korun. Thanda, korun, and these two words together mean chill. So once again, we have only this eta cannot be actually called an inflection. It is most of people perceive it as a single word. So there is one inflected word frige and the other inflected word is korun, the verb. Only two inflected words. The last sentence, ebar khan. Ebar means now. Kha is the verb base, and as it is a vowel ending verb base, just n is added. Ebar khan. Now eat. This word eat is not present in the original language. We have to bring it for a smooth English translation. Now ebar khan. So again, we have 9 sentences. We have a lot of repetitions. We have mostly uninflected words and a particular teachable grammatic item, that is verb imperative with honorific subject, is there in all the sentences. Katun, korun, din, korun, সেদ্ধ করুন, etc. So this text can also be shown to be an example of use of verb imperatives with honorific subjects and a use of a lot of a simple text with a lot of uninflected words. And native Bengali speakers must admit that all the words used in this text as well are very common words. They are very common in our day-to-day language. Okay, there are not much bookish words. So now we come to the third text. This is once again, let me have some water once again. Now, I didn't have time to add gloss to each and every word below this, but if you follow this original text, you can see that hyphen means inflection. So hyphenated words are inflected words. So here in this text, we have one, two, three, four, five, six, and seven inflected words. In the next text, we are going to the next text. So the meaning of this text is many children in our country study in government schools and colleges in villages or small towns. আমাদের দেশে অনেক ছেলে মেয়ে গ্রামে বা কোনো ছোট শহরে কোনো সরকারি স্কুলে আর কলেজে লেখাপড়া শেখে. Many children in our country study in government schools and colleges in villages or small towns. Once again, you can see that all these words are very colloquial words. There isn't as if suppose one could have used, if the writer wanted to use, he could have used instead of shahor, he could have used a more Sanskritic word nagor. Hmm. Instead of school, he could have used the more bookish Sanskrit word vidyalaya. Instead of college, school and college, the English loan words, he could have used the more Sanskritic word Mahavidyalaya, Vishwavidyalaya, words like that. But the writer did not write that. And that's what irritated me once again. they are not, probably these are not highly erudite people, and they are not trying to show that they trying to show their erudition, and that is what is helpful for the non-native learners. So I just love this idea that that person has not used words like nagor, vidyalay, mahavidyalay, the more Sanskritic, so Tatsama words of Sanskrit, which are more bookish and which are not actually used in day to day life. Okay, so once again, this is also, this language is marked for its simplicity. And also note the word chele meye. The chele meye is a very common colloquial pure Bengali word. Words like balok balika, there could have been more Sanskritic words like balok balika, torun toruni, jubok juboti. These are more Sanskritic words. These could have been used, but instead of going into all those traps, falling into all those traps, the person has used the most colloquial and most understandable word, cheleme. I just loved it. Hmm. And this is what the non-native learners need. আমাদের দেশে অনেক ছেলে মেয়ে গ্রামে বা কোনো ছোট শহরে কোনো সরকারি স্কুলে আর কলেজে লেখাপড়া শেখে। Many children in our country study in government school and colleges in villages or small towns. খুব ভালো ছেলে মেয়েরা এরপর বিদেশে যায়। খুব, I think খুব ভালো has been repeated so many times in all the texts that you can understand what it is. খুব is very, ভালো is good, ছেলে মেয়েরা, ছেলে মেয়ে is boys and girls, ছেলে মেয়েরা, this is the ra is the plural marker. এরপর, after this, বিদেশ is abroad, বিদেশে যায়, they go abroad after this. খুব ভালো ছেলে মেয়েরা এরপর বিদেশে যায়. Now here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have total 6 words in this sentence, and within those 6 words, 1, 2, 3 words are inflected words. So, but these inflections are easy. This is noun inflection, and the inflection ra means plurality, added only to human words expressing human beings, live living beings. Bideshe, locative case marker, this is also easy to add, and this is the verbal inflection jai. Now, there is also another grammatical point here. The first sentence, shekhe, as you can understand, this is in simple present tense. Okay. This jai is also in simple present tense in Bangla. So you can understand from the English translation. Study, look at the verb. All the verbs are now in simple present tense. Many children in our country study in government schools. Very good children then go abroad. All these, now all the verbs in this particular text will be in simple present tense. সেখানে ওরা অনেক টাকা রোজগার করে। সেখানে means there. সেখান means there. A is the locative place marker. So সেখানে means there. Ora is they plural. That is it. He or she plural, and they is formed in that way. Onek, many, taka, money, rojgar, earn. Rojgar kore is the entire verb, conjunct verb. Rojgar kore. They earn a lot of money there. Now, once again, this verb is in simple present tense. Shekhane, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words, we have once again 3 words which are inflected, but there are 3 uninflected words. So uninflected words are there, and that helps the non-native learners a lot. ওরা ভালো বাড়ি আর ভালো গাড়ি কেনে। Here we have only two inflected words, ora and kene. Ora, once again, O means he or she, this tall. He or she who is at a distance, and Ra is the plural marker. So, and it makes it they. ওরা ভালো বাড়ি আর ভালো গাড়ি কেনে। They, ভালো is good, বাড়ি is house, আর means and, ভালো once again is repeated, good, gari is car, kene. They buy nice houses and nice cars. And the verb is, as usual, in simple present tense. So here again we have only two inflected words. One, two, three, four, five uninflected words, and the verb is in simple present tense. ওরা বাবা মাকে টাকা পাঠায়। Here again we have only two inflected words, ওরা and পাঠায়. Pathai is the verb that is sent. ওরা বাবা মাকে টাকা পাঠায়। No, this one is also inflected word. I'm sorry. Make is herein we get the first time baba make. K is the accusative case marker. Okay, so here we have for the first time a lot of inflected words. Ora baba make taka pathai. Three words are with inflection. They sent money to their parents. কিন্তু নিজেরা আর এদেশে ফেরে না। কিন্তু means but, নিজেরা, this is an inflected, they themselves are, এদেশে, এদেশে is the locative case marker, to this country, ফেরে না, they don't come back to this country. Now this sentence for the first time uses a negative of simple present tense. That is, it is formed very easily. Just having any word in simple present tense and adding a na after it makes it negative. কিন্তু নিজেরা আর এদেশে ফেরে না. Now see, forming simple present negative in Bangla is very easy. It is a lot easier than forming simple present negative in English. Because in English, it needs the do verb support. They themselves do not return to this country. So here, that complexity is not there. Just take the affirmative verb and add na, and it becomes negative. So these text can be used for teaching simple present tense in affirmative and negative sentences of simple present tense in Bengali. Not to teach, I would say, rather say, these passages can be used to show them the usage of simple present tense, affirmative sentences in simple present tense, um, in real language usage. That whatever they have learned is not just grammatical rules and regulations; they are actually used in the language regularly. ওরা সবসময় ব্যস্ত থাকে। So ওরা means they, সবসময় means always, ব্যস্ত থাকে means busy. They are always busy. And this verb is also in the simple present tense. ওরা শুধু টাকা রোজগার করে। ওরা, they, once again, শুধু, only, টাকা is money, রোজগার করে, রোজগার করে is to earn money. And here again you note the usage. The writer, whoever it is, has not, one can show his or her education and all other things by using more Sanskritic words, more bookish words in this sentence. ওরা কেবলমাত্র অর্থ উপার্জন করে. One could have written it in this way. There are other ways to make it more Sanskritic and more bookish and to show how educated the writer himself is. But this is the most colloquial form of the language. ওরা শুধু টাকা রোজগার করে। The author does not, writer does not write, ওরা কেবলমাত্র অর্থ উপার্জন করে। হুম, ওরা কেবলমাত্র আয় করে। He, those are the more bookish style of telling the things. The writer does not use it. So that too is something which we need to focus. And this is very helpful for the non-native learners because these are the most colloquial, most readily used by people, these words. Taka, rozgar. Taka is more common than ortho. Rozgar kore is more common than aay kore or uparjon kore. Those are bookish equivalents. And our school colleges force our children to use those languages while writing. But in spoken language, this equivalent, this is the most natural and normal. And I thank the writer for writing exactly in this language. বাবা মা একদিন মারা যান। বাবা মা, বাবা means father, মা means mother, একদিন one day, মারা যান। মারা যাওয়া is to die. Parents die one day. Now this is once again a sentence where only one inflection is there, the actual verbal inflection. And obviously the verb is in simple present tense. ওরা তারপরও বিদেশে ভালো থাকে। They are still good abroad. It is kind of belief in Indian system that if your parents die, you are supposed to be very sad and melancholy, and they are not there. That they are not like that. They still are happy in abroad. They are happy living abroad is something that is not liked by the author. Now, I do not necessarily agree with this mentality, but I'm not concerned here with the philosophy, etc. of the thing. হয়তো means maybe, probably. সবাই এরকম হয় না। This is once again only one word is inflected, হয় না, and this is verb in simple present tense, negative sentence, হয় না. Maybe not everyone is like this, কিন্তু অনেকেই এরকম হয়, but many are like this. So if you look at the total thing, it is telling that there are some good students in our country. They are not very good. The ones they go abroad, they forget their parents. They do not come back. They only send money. Their parents die, and they live happily ever after in happily ever after there. So, and there were many other sentences in this text. There were sentences like "Ora akash dakhena." They don't watch sky. They don't listen to songs. They don't read poetry. There were sentences like that. I erased those sentences because this much is enough to show my purpose. So this text can be shown for how for revision, I would say revision of simple present tense and um, for very colloquial language usage. So what I want to say is this: social media texts are like that. They do it very nicely in a very colloquial language, and these social media texts can be used for their simplicity and for their whatever simplicity, and this is very natural usage of language. Can anybody now interact a little and tell me, do you think that these sentences are very unnatural? It appears to be unnatural. Would anybody like to add anything like that? Does anybody feel it? Yeah. Who is it? Please tell something. Yes. I cannot listen to you properly. Please, sir, please become a little louder. Yes. Huh? Give him the microphone, please, somebody. Yeah. Yes, yes, sir. Yes. Is it okay? You think that these are not very natural? Yeah. Okay. Yes. 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 Hmm. Yes. 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 Hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. We need more. Yeah. Yeah. No. No. I always accept them. They are not. Hmm. No. 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 I didn't say that. Never. Never. Yes. 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 Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. 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 How they can speak more fluently. Hmm. Yes. Okay. 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 Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Exactly. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Actually, we cannot do that, but because people will do whatever they want, we cannot stop them from doing anything. Yes. 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 Yeah. Okay. Okay. My presentation is not complete. I will go on. Okay. So it was getting extremely boring, I think, because I was going on analyzing some sentences. So this interaction was very good. It helped to have some kind of. Okay. Let me now just. Yes. Yes. I would always like to. Is there anybody who would like to add something? Okay, so let me continue then. Mm, so we have done this text with what I was trying to show. This text number three is all about simple present tense, and it is used in a natural context. And I was referring to this text when I was telling that don't concentrate on the message of the text, whether it employs a negative philosophy, pessimistic philosophy. That is not my lookout there. I'm not advocating any negative or pessimistic philosophy. That is not my point. Okay. Now I found some another text. This is like I'll go into it. আজ এখন পার্কে সবাই কিছু না কিছু করছেন। দ্যাট ইজ আজ মিন্স টুডে, এখন মিন্স নাও. Just wait a little, okay? I have a phone call, and that is important. Just give me a little, just forgive me for a second. Okay, sorry, sorry for the interruption. আজ এখন পার্কে সবাই কিছু না কিছু করছেন. Means everybody is doing something or other in the park at this time. As you can see in this text, now we are entering as the from the English translation. It is evident I'm trying to show present continuous tense. I've selected a text which will focus on present continuous tense. Is doing. আজ এখন পার্কে সবাই কিছু না কিছু করছেন. বয়স্ক মানুষরা খবরের কাগজ পড়ছেন. বয়স্ক মিন্স এল্ডারলি, মানুষরা পিপল, খবরের খবরের কাগজ, দ্য এন্টার ফ্রেজ মিন্স নিউজ পেপার, পড়ছেন, are reading. And once again, I would prefer this word খবরের কাগজ. There is a more bookish and Sanskritic word like সংবাদপত্র. And I am happy that the writer did not use that. I personally think খবরের কাগজ is more common than the Sanskrit তৎসম সংবাদপত্র, which is extremely bookish. I personally think. Hmm. But at the same time, these words are also Sanskrit, of Sanskrit origin. Boyshko and Manush. Manush is from Sanskrit Manushwa, Manushya. These are all right. These are very common in day-to-day language. So বয়স্ক মানুষরা খবরের কাগজ পড়ছেন. উম, বাচ্চারা গল্প করছে. Bachara means children. Bacha means child, and ra is the plural marker. So it means children. বাচ্চারা গল্প করছে. So children are chatting. Mm, I once again like the word bachara, and that the writer is not using more bookish word shishu. There is a word shishu, shishura. Hmm. So, and then parker pashe. Park is the English word, directly English loan word. Pashe, beside the park. Ekta, one. Pukur, pukurer, a pond, and this is marked by the genitive case marker a. Dhare, dhar means by the side of the pond. Dhare in locative case marker a. Onek is many. Manush, many human beings. Mach dhorchen. Many people are catching fish at a pond beside the park. Hawate, hawa means breeze. Te is the locative case marker. গাছের পাতা নড়ছে. গাছের is the genitive case marker. এর গাছ is the colloquial word for tree. Pata is once again leaves. নড়ছে is they are moving. Tree leaves are trembling due to breeze. কিছু পাতা ঝরছে. Some some leaves are falling. সবাই, সবাই means everyone. সবার, this is marked with genitive marker. সবার সঙ্গে. Everyone is talking to everyone else. কথা বলছে. কথা বলছে entirely is a verb. কথা বলছে, and this is also in present continuous tense. So everyone is talking to everyone else. শুধু আমি কোনো কথা বলছি না. Only I am not speaking anything. So the writer probably here is sad or melancholic for some reason, and he or she is describing a park where a lot of things are happening. Everybody is doing something or the other. Elderly people are reading newspapers. Children are chatting. Many people are catching fish. Tree leaves are trembling. Some leaves are falling. Everyone is talking to everyone else. Only I am not telling anything. আমার খুব মন খারাপ করছে. Amar means mine. This is an inflected word. Amar is mine. খুব মন খারাপ করছে. My mind is not good. That is the meaning of the sentence. I am extremely sad. Now, in the next part of the um, post, the writer actually wrote why he or she was feeling like that. But I didn't choose that part because that is not necessary for my purpose. So once again, this is a natural expression where people are using present continuous tense. This can be used for showing the usage of present continuous tense, and mostly these are full of uninflected words, few little inflected words, and very colloquial language. Then number 5. Here, I'll focus on the all the verbs in these sentences will be in simple past. What is known as simple past in Bangla? এই 2 মাস আগে, that is just 2 মাস means 2 months, আগে before, just before 2 months, আমি means I, বন্ধুদের, with friends, বন্ধুদের সঙ্গে, the entire thing means with friends, তাজপুর গেছিলাম. Tajpur is the name of a place at the seashore. That is known as Tajpur. এই 2 মাস আগে আমি বন্ধুদের সঙ্গে তাজপুর গেলাম. This is the verb base. Ge, ella is the past tense marker, and is the first person marker. So এই 2 মাস আগে আমি, and this verb is in simple past. So this is a travelogue. Now, last time when I presented a paper in ISTL, I was also showing social media texts and trying to show that they have literary values. Now, what I'm trying to say, at that time, Panikkar sir commented that he read a lot of travelogues in social media. So this time I found a travelogue actually. This is not really a travelogue, but a narration of a travel experience. So somebody is talking about his or her travel experience. এই 2 মাস আগে আমি বন্ধুদের সঙ্গে তাজপুর গেলাম. Just 2 months back, I went to Tajpur with friends. সকাল ছটাতে, সকাল means morning, ছটাতে, ছটা means 6 o'clock, te is the locative place marker, আমরা, we, Howrah. Howrah is the name of a famous station. Howrah station, this is the English loanword station. স্টেশনে একটা ট্রেনে উঠলাম. We boarded a train at Howrah station. একটা one স্টেশনে নামলাম. I We got down at a station. এই this stationটার, the name of this station, বোধহয়, বোধহয় means probably, মেচেদা. Probably the name is Mechita. The person actually forgot what was the name of the station, so he's telling like that. See, there is only one inflected word in this station tar. This is marked with the genitive case marker and definite marker, definiteness marker. Station tar naam bodhoy Mecheda. The name of this station probably is Mecheda. ওই স্টেশন থেকে, from, ওই means that, স্টেশন থেকে, from, দীঘা, দীঘা is name of a place, যাওয়ার জন্য, জন্য is a postposition which demands the genitive case marker in the previous word. And previous word is jawa means the verbal noun of the verb ja, which is going. So for going to the দীঘা, আমরা, we, আর একটা ট্রেনে উঠলাম. উঠলাম means this is a simple past tense. We got into another train. We boarded another train to দীঘা. দুপুরে দীঘা পৌঁছলাম. We reached দীঘা at noon. ওখান থেকে আমরা তাজপুর যাওয়ার জন্য বাসে উঠলাম. And note the repeated pattern. দীঘা যাওয়ার জন্য আমরা একটা ট্রেনে উঠলাম, and same thing, আমরা তাজপুর যাওয়ার জন্য বাসে উঠলাম. So from there we boarded a bus to go to Tajpur. So there is a repetition of the same patterns of sentences, and of course the verb form is always same, the simple past. তাজপুরে, in তাজপুর আমরা একটা ছোট হোটেলে থাকলাম. Tajpur is the place. A is the locative case marker. Amra, we, একটা, a, ছোট, small, হোটেলে, in a hotel, থাকলাম. We stayed in a small hotel in Tajpur. হোটেলটা সমুদ্র থেকে হাঁটা রাস্তায় 15 মিনিট দূরে ছিল. You see that there are three inflected words in this sentence: হোটেলটা, রাস্তায়, and the verb chilo in simple past tense. The hotel was 15 minutes walk from the sea. আমরা ওখানে 3 দিন থাকলাম. আমরা means we. ওখানে, ওখান means that place, and a is the locative place marker once again. 3 দিন, 3 days, থাকলাম. We stayed there for 2 or 3 days. For 3 days, not 2 or 3 days, sorry. Rose, and rose means every day, and I once again like the idea that the writer uses the word rose. There is once again a more bookish Sanskrit equivalent, which is pratidin. Pratidin, that is every day. He didn't use that, he or she. Rose আমরা সমুদ্রে, but here there is no other way. There is no common word instead of the Sanskrit word samudra. Avoiding it and using a more common word is not very common. So রোজ আমরা সমুদ্রে সাঁতার কাটতাম. Now here begins a different, now the tense changed. This tense, this kattam, this is a past habitual tense in Bangla. And you can see in the translation, every day we used to go swimming. This is no longer we went swimming. For up to this portion, all the sentences were in simple past tense. But now begins a different tense. Four sentences will be repeated in this different past habitual tense. That is because these events were happening within past, it was happening regularly. So certain things that we happened habitually or regularly in the past, for that Bengali uses past habitual tense, a different case tense form. So now begins that particular past habitual tense. রোজ আমরা সমুদ্রে সাঁতার কাটতাম. Every day we used to go swimming in the sea. আমরা একটা ছোট রেস্তোরাঁয় খাবার খেতাম. We used to eat at a small restaurant daily. We used to eat at a small restaurant daily. Amra means we, Akta is one, Choto is small, Restaurant is restaurant, Restaurai is the locative case marker, Khabar is food, Ketam is verb in past habitual with first person. We used to eat at a small restaurant. আমার বন্ধুরা, my friends, আমার বন্ধুরা, my friends, মুরগি, মুরগির মাংস. মুরগির মাংস means chicken. The literal meaning is the flesh of a cock or the flesh of a hen. That is the literal meaning of the thing. আমার বন্ধুরা মুরগির মাংস আর কাঁকড়া. কাঁকড়া means crab. My friends used to eat chicken and crab. And the verb is খেতো. Once again, past habitual. আমি ডিম আর নিরামিষ তরকারি খেতাম. ডিম means egg. Niramish means vegetarian. Niramish tarkari is vegetarian dish. I used to eat egg and vegetarian curry. Now these four sentences, Roj Amra Somud 1, 2, 3, 4. These four sentences are in that past habitual tense. Then the story once again comes back to the normal simple past tense. ওখানে সবকিছুই খুব ভালো ছিল. Everything was very good there. Okay. This is in simple past. ছিল. 3 দিন পর ট্রেনে কলকাতা ফিরলাম. After 3 days, 3 দিন পর means after 3 days, ট্রেনে by train, কলকাতা, we to Kolkata, ফিরলাম. We returned to Kolkata by train after 3 days. Now, this part, last two sentences are once again narration. So, when a story is narrated, when something is narrated, then the usual narrative tense is simple past. For that, the simple past is used. But when something, some event regularly happened, routinely happened in the past is described, then one has to use the past habitual. So this text is also a good example to show the interchange of past simple tense. It shows the usage of simple past tense, that is very good. And it also shows the interchange of simple past tense and other and the past habitual tense. Now I come to the sixth text that I have is a repetition of something. Remember the first text. The first text was something like this. মানুষের সঙ্গে খুব বেশি মেশা ভালো না। It was the use of the verbal noun forms. বরং কবিতা লেখা ভালো, rather writing poetry is better. Now based on that text, this is not now number 7. Number 6, this is not a natural text. I didn't get it from the social media. I got the text number 1 from social media. Now I edited it and changed it like this. So, what I'm trying to do is, based on that text, I have tried to produce a text for teaching the infinitive forms of the verbs. Like mishte. Mishte means this is the infinitive form of the verb to interact. Likte. This is the infinitive form of the verb to write. This is the infinitive form of the verb to learn. So I have taken the same blocks of sentences and used the infinitive forms. আমি মানুষের সাথে মিশতে ভালোবাসি না. I don't like to interact with people. কবিতা লিখতে ভালোবাসি. I love to write poetry. ভাষা শিখতে ভালোবাসি. I love to learn languages. জামা কাপড় না হলে বই কিনতে ভালোবাসি. I like to buy books or dresses. And then there's a continuous sentence, গান শুনতে. I like to listen to music. ফুল তুলতে, to collect flowers. আকাশের তারা গুনতে, to collect stars, to count stars. সিনেমা দেখতে, to watch movies. বই পড়তে, to read books, and so on and so forth. So all these the sentences will have a lot of will have the particular thing like infinitive form of the verbs. Dhorte, khete, jete, these are all the infinitive verbs. So what I'm trying to tell is that we can select a particular text from social media, we can reuse it, we can rephrase it a little, and we can use it for teaching another verb form or another thing as well. And I've done the same thing in the seventh text as well. Taking all these verbs, I have used their verbal participle, or this thing is named various way in grammatical literature. Sometimes these are known as verbal participle. Sometimes these are known as past adverbial participle. That is, the meaning this of this is মানুষের সঙ্গে মিশে, that is after interacting. Okay, so I've used that verbal participle form of the verb in like this to frame another text. আমি মানুষের সাথে মিশে কষ্ট পেয়েছি. I, after interacting with people, received pain. I have received pain after interacting with people. Then it continues, বরং কবিতা লিখে, rather I enjoyed after writing poetry, after learning languages, after listening to music, like that. So this text uses all the forms of verbal participle: mishe, লিখে, শিখে, শুনে, তুলে, গুনে, দেখে. All these are verbal participles. So taking a text, we can build new texts as well, but that won't be authentic texts. I think those texts will be considered as texts made particularly for classroom teaching. Now I have two more texts, but I think that is no longer necessary. And this much is enough. If we face some questions, then we may discuss the last two texts. Let me now ask you whether you have anything to say. I'll come to the last two texts if we have time, if you want. I cannot hear anybody. I cannot hear you. Please, please take the microphone, and it will be better to show me your face, whoever is asking. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you, madam. Yeah, yes, yes, yes. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Items. Yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Hmm. Without code mixing. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. They use a lot of English words and other things. Yes, I understand all those limitations. And I am not telling that we have to replace the whatever we have, our existing material with social media. That is not my demand. I think, as I told in the very beginning, we can use it as an intermediate phase before going to more difficult things. Okay, let us begin with all our materials that we have, and then we can use it in between. Mhm. Okay, thank you, madam. Thank you. Yes, yes. Please, sir. Hmm. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yes. Hmm. Yes, yes. Wait. Yes, yes. Yes. Hmm. Hmm. Yes, yes. Non-native. Yes, yes, sir. Yeah. Okay. 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 I understand. I understand. Yeah. Exactly. Nowadays, I have some kind of antipathy for very pure Sanskritic words. I love somehow the loan words. I don't know why. Okay. Mm, yeah, yeah. Okay. I understand that. Thank you. Anybody else? Does anybody else have anything to ask? Yes, yes, definitely. Why not? Yeah. Okay. Let me answer the second question first. The, the second thing is that the process was not very neat and clean or very planned. Okay. It was random. Whatever I found interesting, whatever striked me as interesting, that this may be used for language teaching, I picked up those things only. Okay. So there was no, it was not a very, what else, a systematic process. Okay, whatever strike me during the long time, I picked them, selected them just randomly. Okay, and so this question is over. That is a more difficult thing to answer. So um, that is, then I have to show you a lot of things because there are neat rules regarding how many verbs, etc., how to organize verbs, etc. Mm, if the do we have time enough? Then I can discuss that a little. Yes, yes. 25 minutes left. Okay. So 25 minutes are enough to show you the barbs. Okay. Just give me some time. I have it kept somewhere. I'll show you. Okay. Just give me 5 minutes to find it out. Okay, let me present then what I have. Let me present to you. There are people who can tell you better than me, but let me show you some whatever I know about the presenting the verbs to non-native learners. Okay, are you there, Liz, Akash? Okay, okay, okay. So now just tell me whether my is it visible? Is my screen visible? Okay. So what I am trying to show you that in Bangla, what I noticed there are at least 19 group of verbs, as Professor Minada was telling just before. There are at almost 19 group of verbs, but initial beginners need not go to all these things. For beginners, first 9 groups are important. Okay, so what is according to me group one is the verbs with a in their root. Okay, like this word can. Then tell me something with a in the root, and it should sound a, like can chain. Okay, chain, not that. That has a in it, so that will not come in this group. So I term this group as group 1A. Let me term this for the time being. So, and there are 10 forms of a particular verb. There are 10 vertical forms, as you can see. Is the chart visible to you? Okay, okay. And for each there can be 5 horizontal things for each verb. Okay, I'll explain you. This first box, oh, this first box shows the imperative mood. The imperative mood of this group, the verb can. This is with তুই can, তুমি তোমরা কেনো, and simply the verb root, the verb base. Let me call this one verb base. It remains the same, can, keno, but in this one, the verb base changes to E. Okay, A changes to E. And this follows a neat pattern. Okay, as we know already that the vowels in Bangla like this, E, U, these are high vowels. Then can you follow my writing, what I'm typing? Okay, E, U. Then we have A, O. Okay, this is our next group, A, O. Then we have A and O. Now I cannot write right now. I cannot. Is there any a in this entire thing? You can imagine a. I cannot write it right now. Okay, a and o. These two. Now what happens is a in most of the forms will change to e, the immediately higher vowel. Okay. So why is it like that? Because when this un comes, u is a high vowel. So probably this u pulls a higher, and so it the a changes to e. Can you follow? Could you follow? Ken, keno, kinun, and similarly this u forces this a to e. Kinuk. Ken, keno, kinun, kinuk. Okay, and these are the imperative moods. And as you know, we have two types of imperatives in Bangla: present imperative and future imperative. This is the future imperative form: kinish, kino, kinben. Now, these forms also have e in it. Most of the forms will have e in it. In most of the forms, a will change to e. Only a few forms like this: 1.2, 1.3, 3.3, 3.4, and 3.5 retains the basic vowel A. Or in all other forms, it will be E. It is easier to remember in that way. Okay. Now, this number 3. This horizontal group represents the simple present tense. Ami kini, tui kinish, তুমি কেনো, এ কেনে, আপনি কেনেন, এনারা কেনেন. So these are the five forms possible in simple present tense. Kini, kinish, keno, kene, kenen. Then in the continuous tense, in the fourth group, this is continuous tense. You just add, this is the continuous case marker cha. That is how it has been described by our grammarians. This is a aspect marker, a progressive aspect marker cha. You just add the progressive aspect marker before this, the final marker, before e, ish, etc. So just add cha, it becomes kinchi. This becomes kinchish. This becomes kincho. Now nothing will have a anymore. Everything will be e. Kincho, kinche, kinchen. Okay. Similarly, in the fifth form, that is the present perfect tense, an additional a is added before this cha. So it becomes kinechi. Now can you understand? Kini, kinchi, kinechi. Now it is in, it will be easier for non-native learners to remember in that way. If they remember that this third form first, it is kini. In continuous tense, just a cha is added before this e, kinchi, and in perfect tense, another a is added before that cha, kinechi. And this rule follows for each and every word. Kini, kinchi, kinechi, kinish, kinchish, kinechish, keno, kincho, kinecho, কেনো কিনছো কিনেছেন কেনেন কিনছে কিনেছেন. Just you have to remember these three forms as different. These are different, and rest all, these three and these two will have the basic vowel a in them. All other forms will have e. This is very important for the non-native learners, because I have seen very many non-native learners using these forms like this. কিনে, তুমি একটা বই কিনো. If you say তুমি একটা বই কিনো, then this form becomes similar to this form, and there might be a confusion. Okay. And আমার ভাই বই কিনে, many people say like that. Now I don't know how to handle that issue, because many speakers tell like that as well. There are many speakers who don't speak standard colloquial Bengali. They speak like that. Kine, kine, kenen. So should we leave it like that, or should we force them to say kene or kenen? Maybe Mohidas sir can throw some light on that. Sir, are you there? Are you listening to this discussion? Hello? Am I audible? Okay. Yes, yes. Okay. So, sir is stating that we may relax it. If non-native learners say kine, kinen, we may not force them. Okay. Too much forcing will make them uninterested. Okay. Now, then this next box represent all the past tenses. Okay. So now the verb base is always kin. It has changed to kin. This la is the past tense marker, and this is the person marker. Kin lam, the same rule will follow. The cha is inserted. Chi will be inserted now. Kin chi lam in the past continuous tense. Another a will be inserted before that chi in the perfect tense. Kine chi lam. And for this ninth group, that is this is the past habitual, which I was talking about. There you can, replacing all other things, just take this from kin lam, use that, replace that la with ta, then it becomes kin tam. So these forms are easier for students to learn. Kin lam, kin chilam, kine chilam, kin tam. They follow a basic pattern, and this will be true for all these things, for all the five columns. Okay. And So basically, you have to teach present all the three form imperative mood in a separate way. Then here comes the indicative mood. All these forms are indicative mood forms. The last three boxes, their present tense forms will be taught once. Then past tense forms together, and then you have to teach the future tense form separately. Kinbo, kinbi, kinbe, kinben, and all. Remember that all these will have the changed verbal base. Ken will change to kin, and more than these are all the finite verb forms of a verb, and on top of it we have four non-finite verb forms. That is kinte. This is the infinitive form kinte, kine, this is the verbal now participle form, and kinle, this is the conditional form. So, so a verb can have so many forms in Bangla. This is one particular verb of one particular group. That is group one, where you have words like ken and chen. In group two, you may have, suppose, in group two, you can have, oh, group two is not there. Just wait a little. I'll show you another verb. Okay. Just wait a little. My actually Microsoft Word got corrupt and I could not find out all the things. Wait. Okay, I found it now. I'm presenting it once again. Okay. This is another group of verbs. There are at least the first nine groups are important for students, I think. So this is only the second group. Present, present. Vowel, yes, best vowel, yes, sir. And you know very well. And now In this group, we have the base vowel as O. And O, as we see, O will change to U in most of the forms. Is it visible? Can you read these things? Am I am I audible? And is my screen visible? Okay, can you see this? So this is the other form. Similarly, where with O will change to U in maximum forms. So this is the present imperative where we have gone, gono. A few forms will have the verb base O, and in maximum other forms it will change to U. So beginning from present indefinite, we have guni, gunish, then gunchi, gunechi, gunchish, gunecho, like that. In the past, it will follow the same pattern: gunlam, gunchilam, gunechilam. Only actually the verb groups are divided based on the vowel present in the verb. That's what Madam was telling today in the morning. So, like that, we can have 9 groups. So, in group, like as I told you, in group one, suppose we have the verbs with A, which will change to E in maximum forms. In group two, we may have verbs with E, U, A, O, which will change to the U in maximum forms, like it is happening here. In group three, we may have verbs with the vowel a, and a. I'm writing it with capital E, and a will change to A in maximum forms. And here comes the word dak and cal. The verbs dak and cal actually belong to this group. They are not similar to cane, chain, lake, those verbs. They will come in group one. And dak, cal, these two will come in group three. Okay. So they are written in the similar way with A, but actually they have different vowels. Lake and cane have A, so they will go to group one, and Dak and Cal has A as the first vowel, base vowel. So they will come to this group. Okay, group three or four, whatever we tell you, three. And then the final group will be A. No, with O. We have also O, I'm writing with capital O. We will have verbs with O, like cord. In cord, maximum forms, it will be changing to O. Okay, cord, করি, করছি, করেছি. বল, বলি, বলছি, বলেছি, like that. The verbs where O will change to U, O, and then the final thing is verbs where A, generally does not change, but only in present perfect tense, A will change to A. Like কাটি, কাটছি, কেটেছি. Only in present perfect tense, A changes to A. That is, these 5 groups are the most important. Okay. But there are still complexities involved in it because the vowel ending groups are different in this. Vowel ending verbs are different within each group as well. So, is that all right, Akash? I think that much is enough. I think. Okay, okay, okay. Vowel is the main thing. Vowel change, vowel mutation, as Meena Madam was telling today. And these are discussed in all language teaching books. In Mohit Shah's book is that is it is there. Okay, so I think that is enough for us. We have enough discussion. Oh, still question, yes. Short stories or tales. Okay, I'll show you one. Okay, one I can show you. Select very easy short tales like Aesopের গল্প, etc. Don't go for high literary text. That will be too difficult. Okay, and don't go for verses. No poetry. Poetry will be the most difficult to explain. I'll show you the one I have in my paper. This. See, look at this story. It's a very short story, short tale. একদিন একটা, can you follow this? একদিন একটা কাক এক টুকরো মাংস পেল। Okay, a crow got a piece of meat one day. কাকটা একটা গাছের ডালে বসলো। একটা শিয়াল কাকটাকে দেখলো। Now, if I write it like this, it like you can understand it. Select stories like this. শিয়ালটা ভাবলো আমি মাংসের টুকরো চাই। আমি মাংসের টুকরোটা চাই। আমি শিয়ালটা গাছের নিচে বসলো। শিয়ালটা কাকটাকে বলল তুমি খুব সুন্দর। আমি জানি যে তোমার গানও খুব সুন্দর, খুব ভালো। একটা গান গাও বন্ধু। কাকটা খুব খুশি হলো। ও মুখ খুললো, গান গাইতে চেষ্টা করলো। ওর মুখ থেকে মাংসের টুকরোটা নিচে পড়লো। শিয়ালটা সেটা মুখে তুললো আর ওখান থেকে ছুটলো। Select this kind of things. These are very simple and not a lot of inflections, etc. there. See, একদিন একটা কাক এক টুকরো মাংস পেল। This is a simple past tense. And in stories, tales, mostly we use simple past tense. That is the tense of the narrative. কাকটা একটা গাছের ডালে বসলো। This is all these are told in very simple language and simple narrative. Okay. I can send you these stories. I have some collections of such stories with me. Okay, I can send you. So is that okay? Okay, yeah. So isn't our time over? Isn't it was what 2 to 4? No. Mhm. So I began at 2, and it is 4 now. Don't force me to speak more. I cannot. Isn't it? Just wait. Mhm. Yes, it was written 2 to 4 p.m. So it is over. It is 4 p.m. already. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all.